Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Limis. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. War heroes and fellow servicemen are honored today. Also tonight, former partners face off in the runoff election. And a major project in SAIPANS Central District begins. In sports, we meet a young miss full of energy and passion. Stay with us, we have these stories and more next.
Tom, on behalf of the Boost program, first I want to thank you for initiating the new business now. Really, it gives so much services to not just the people of Rota, people of Tinian, but it really is a place where travelers come here and they really make it their second home. And so this is something that we would like to give you and congratulate you. At the same time, we look forward for all the additional investments into your business, and I want to congratulate you.
All right. So this is Governor. This is very much appreciated, and I want to thank the Governor for this grant. I know it's going to go a long way. Istigit na klasin programa, siguro na maninazuda siya i small businesses. I congratulate the Governor, the administration, the Jesus Mosi, Governor de Lugares, and the seguros de familia.
Okay.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
Enjoy the deliciously saucy McRib. Only for a limited time and only at McDonald's.
The legendary McRib is back. Pair it with fries and a drink for a limited time.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is November 11, 2022, Veterans Day. The nation pays tribute and respect to veterans of today, tomorrow, and always. Here in the Commonwealth, island leaders gathered at the American Memorial Park Court of Honor to thank our men and women in uniform for their service and to also remember our fallen heroes. Milan Goodwin brings you this story.
Left, face, 3, set, up.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light?
This Veterans Day, active service members, family, and members of the community gathered to celebrate and thank our veterans for their service to our country. Brad Rosala, Commander for the Department of Pacific Areas for the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and today's event MC, shares on what Veterans Day means to him.
I think it's really, more than anything, it's to honor the people who chose to serve our country and let them know that their service is valued.
And so how do you feel with so many members of the community coming out here to show their support?
It's moving. It's a show of respect, but you know, it's something when you sign up, you never ask for any of that. but it certainly is heartwarming to see it, that people come out and that your service actually mattered to people.
Of the many dignitaries present was Mayor Apatang, who served for 20 years and is, of course, a veteran himself.
To me, like I said, this is a very special day for me. It's coming from the heart. As a veteran, you always feel that the feeling about, your comrades and all that, especially those that are not here.
The newly appointed executive officer at the Veterans Affairs Office, Marie Salas Egatol, has been planning this Veterans Day for some time because of its significance and is greatly appreciative of the support received.
It is very important because it's a day where we celebrate, we honor, and thank our veterans, those who have passed on during war times, peacetime. It is a very important day for all of us.
Voters will be heading into the polls again in just a couple of weeks to cast their vote for the runoff election. The two candidates heading into the race received some harsh criticism from each other. Let's take a listen. Governor Ralph Torres is going against his former partner, Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios, in this year's runoff election. The two ran together in 2018 against former Governor Juan Babauta and former Education Chief Rita Sablan, garnering 62% of the Commonwealth's vote. This time, voters will have to choose between the two candidates. One can't help but wonder what has it been like in the executive office.
There's no secret. Throughout the pandemic, I was the only one working. I mean, if you want to be honest and for me to straight out, you never see Lieutenant Governor did anything.
Governor Torres and running mate Vinny Sablan met with media partners at the Republican headquarters on Thursday to discuss their plans moving forward with the runoff election. The governor says he chose the right partner this time around.
He's afraid to go to any of the COVID sites. He's afraid to go to the airport. He's afraid to even visit any of the first responders. And that's why you never see him around. As an obligated governor, I make sure that I'm there with the first responders. And that's why I continue to emphasize. The government and the people of the Commonwealth needs a governor and a lieutenant governor who is not afraid to do work. So you have one guy who's working so hard. Imagine if you have someone else, a lieutenant governor, that will be there for you.
Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios announced his gubernatorial candidacy with Saipan Mayor David Apatang last October, advocating to rebuild trust along with several former Republican politicians. Just a few minutes later, over at the AD headquarters, Palacios responds back, stating that he's had enough.
Let me be very, very frank, because I've been very patient and been very, very civil. Because those questions have been asked, and to me, those statements are real childish. Really childish and almost sophomoric, juvenile nonsense.
Palacios continues on stating that his work is being done at the office and away from the cameras.
Am I absent? No. Do I need to be down at the quarantine sites with him every day? No, I don't. I would rather be up there working, and I've been working my butt off, okay, looking at policies and procedures that we need to follow with the FEMA disaster program. Because I'm going to tell you this. I don't think our governor knows how to handle policies and programs and even procedures of FEMA.
Democrat gubernatorial candidates Tina Sablon and Leila Staffler are endorsing the AD team for the runoff election. The four met on Thursday morning for coffee, solidifying their collision.
Our discussion basically is where are the common denominators and what kind of programs and policies that they would like to see us move forward. There are, of course, folks in their camps that are wanting to be assured that we will take a look at, and not just take a look at, but be open to implementing some of the programs and the policies that's in their platform. And that's not a problem at all for us because, albeit our platforms are probably written differently, they're basically the same platforms, and that's good governance, efficient government, integrity in all the departments, and following the rule of laws.
Torres says the news of the collision is not surprising. Their action now is to continue their work and hopefully recruit some voters.
I think it's obvious that those two have been in collision. We can see that during the debate. Both of them basically had almost the same opening. They both attacked me. And so, of course, there's a lot more supporters. I mean, we've been getting supporters from the independent and as well as the Democrats coming over and saying that they want to support our tandem. And so, again, we stay focused and want to reach out to the Democrats and like to welcome them and welcome their supporters. That at the end of the day, we will be there for everyone, just like what we've done in the past in making sure that we take care of our community.
The next couple of weeks will be restless for most as the teams are going all out and putting everything they got on the line.
It's an interesting place to be, right? We're going to put everything that we've done in a year and 3 months into 14 days. But we're going to strategically restructure things, right? Because the time is not on anyone's side, right? So bottom line, we're going to go out for those votes. That's the bottom line. And we're going to do everything and anything to go out for those votes. Because in the end, that's what matters. The votes that are going to get casted is what matters. But we are going to do that in sharing what the people should expect, what kind of work they should expect, what kind of resilience that the administration has been putting forth, the vision going forth in the next few years. These are things that we're gonna share. We hope that through the gubernatorial debate and the forums, we hope that the people have listened and really got a lot of what we set out to do for everybody. So that's it. We're gonna campaign hard and we're gonna campaign fast.
We want to make sure that we re-energize our team to move forward. We've been calling a lot of our friends in the community and all that for help. We contact some people from Rhoda, our friends and families there in Tinian also. So we've been working. We want to continue what we've been doing, continue the community relation and through social media also.
A new project breaks ground in the heart of Garapan. Our Milan Goodwin with more.
Thank you for your presence here this morning. It's been a long time coming, but we're very pleased to welcome you all to the groundbreaking ceremony for the much anticipated Garapan Revitalization Project.
On Thursday, along Paseo de Marianas, the Office of Planning and Development held a ceremony for the groundbreaking of the Garapan Revitalization Project. The project is funded by the U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration and will result in newly paved streets, sidewalks, and 350 public parking spaces on and around Paseo de Marianas. Heading the project is Chris Conception.
My background is in the travel and tourism industry. In 2019, Governor Torres and Lieutenant Governor Palacios asked me to take over the Gap Revitalization Task Force, which is the task force composed of businesses and government agencies that have an interest in making sure that the tourist district is successful, is a nice place to do business, and that it sort of becomes the centerpiece for the tourism industry in the CNMI. So we took it on, and we can see that this place needs a lot of help, and so we were able to receive funding from the U.S. Economic Development Administration to fund the revitalization of this project.
Conception also hopes the development will create an enjoyable space for our tourists.
Well, I think the idea is that we're going to create an environment for businesses, tourism-related businesses, to build, expand, and thrive in this area. And so, once we have an area that's good for businesses to open up shop, expand, renovate, it'll encourage more tourists to come and frequent the area, because there'll be a lot more activities, shopping options, and things like that are going to make them want to come and visit this area, which has traditionally been the center of the tourism industry for the CNMI.
Deshaun Rain owns a business located along Paseo de Marianas and has a few initial concerns, but holds out hope for this project.
Once they start with the construction, it may be a attractive nuisance for kids. Noise may, deter people from wanting to come in this area. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that the value of our product will continue to bring people here. But once it's concluded, I believe that it will help the community and all the businesses that are here in this area.
Milan Goodwin for the Channel 2 News.
All right, coming up, it was a long Tuesday night for media partners over at the Multipurpose Center. But I guess one thing good about it was the full moon that night. Stay tuned.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Tom, on behalf of the Boost program, first I want to thank you for initiating some business now. Really, it gives so much services to not just the people of Rota, people of Tinian, but it really is a place where travelers come here and they really make it their second home. And so this is something that we would like to give you and congratulate you. At the same time, we look forward for all the additional investments into your business, and I want to congratulate you.
All right. So this is Governor. This is very much appreciated, and I want to thank the Governor for this grant. I know it's going to go a long way. Istigit na klasin programa, siguro maninazuda siya small businesses. I congratulate the Governor, the administration, the small city Governor, and the family.
Okay.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The CNMI legislature will be welcoming some new faces to the chamber, along with a reunion for some. For the last couple of decades, Republican politicians have filled the seats at the Commonwealth Legislature and Executive Office. but a lot may be different this year. The House of Representatives will be led by independents and Democrats. Only 2 Republicans will be entering the chamber. The Senate as well will only have 4 Republicans seated. KSPN gets some reaction from some new faces that will be coming next year. How do you feel about the victory?
Elated, grateful, blessed. All the there's no words that I can say to express how I feel and grateful to the public. I asked, to give them a chance, or to give us a chance, and they did. And with that, the way Uncle Arnold and Uncle Dave and the rest of the team carried themselves, we won't let the people down.
Independent candidate Vincent Aldon secured the second largest votes in Precinct 1 after Democrat Edwin Probst. Heading into office, his goal is to look into utilities.
I've been studying everything I could get my hands on with the utilities. That is my profession. I don't have any axe to grind. I just want to know what is really going on. And I believe that I have a certain skill set that could be very beneficial to the public and to the chamber, at the House. And I think that, if we could, communicate and people can understand what exactly we're talking about when it comes to, engineering and utilities and all that, I think we can all be on the same page.
Another new face is Precinct 5 Congressman Thomas Manglonia, who secured the second largest votes after independent Angelo Camacho.
First of all, I want to thank everybody, most especially Precinct 5, for believing in me, trusting in me, and believing that I'll be able to do the job there once I'm seated. I also want to thank the CNMI Republican Party for all their support, all of our supporters throughout this whole campaign. It's definitely been a journey and one that I'll never forget and I'll always be thankful for. So thank you to all my supporters and everybody in Precinct 5 that went out to exercise their right to vote.
House Speaker Edmund Villagomez will be entering his 7th term in the House. He says once the House is organized, there is lots of work to be done.
Of course, there's members that have new members coming in, so I'd like to meet with them and see where we go from there. Of course, number one will always be the economy. So we need to continue to look into ways we can, remove some red tape or maybe add some regulations or get some incentives to get our economy in full swing in terms of our recovery mode. We are very grateful for the assistance that we receive from the federal side, also through our Congressman Gregorio Kilili Camacho Sablan. And, we need to take advantage of it, which, we've seen that happening. We've done a couple of groundbreakings to get infrastructure projects going on, while we're also marketing in the CNMI and opening up new airlines, thanks to the Tourist Administration. So we're setting things up so that when the tourism market comes back, we'd be ready. And it's also beneficial to our residents.
KSPN was also able to speak with Justice John Manglonia, who was retained by the people.
Oh, what a big turnout. I'm really appreciative of I heard it's about 11,000 who voted for me. Really grateful to the people of the CNMI and those who, of course, are off island. And I plan to do the same thing, make sure that the court is efficient and accessible to the public. So thank you very much, CNMI.
On Tuesday, you might have witnessed the moon turn an unusually red color. Milan Goodwin explains the phenomenon.
Tuesday evening, some witnessed a rare lunar eclipse, also known as a blood moon. Only about once a year, the sun, earth, and moon line up perfectly so that the earth completely blocks out light from the sun, casting a shadow on the moon. So what makes the moon red? It's the same process that makes the sky blue. In a lunar eclipse, the only sunlight that reaches the moon passes through the Earth's atmosphere, casting a red glow on the moon's surface. The phenomenon is called Rayleigh scattering. Even if you don't know the science behind a lunar eclipse, our island's little light pollution and clear skies made it the perfect place to observe this rare occurrence. Milan Goodwin for the Channel 2 News.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere because we have sports up next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
My doctor gave me the pills, so they must be safe, right?
If taken exactly as prescribed, short-term use can be safe, but painkillers have real risk. Misusing an opioid painkiller can cause serious harm, including addiction and death, and misuse can happen quite easily. Make sure you never mix them with alcohol, antidepressants, sedatives, or sleep aids. And if you are prescribed an opioid, you need to tell your doctor about any other drugs, including herbal supplements that you are taking. It only takes a little to lose a lot.
This project was supported by a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Contents are solely the responsibility of CHCC and do not necessarily represent the official views of the CDC or the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Tom, on behalf of the Boost program, first I want to thank you for initiating the home business now. Really, it gives so much services to not just the people of Rota, but people of Tinian. But it really is a place where travelers come here and they really make it their second home. And so this is something that we would like to give you and congratulate you. At the same time, we look forward for all the additional investments into your business, and I want to congratulate you.
All right. Governor, this is very much appreciated, and I want to thank the governor for this grant. I know it's going to go a long way. Istigit na klasin programa no siguro na maninazuda siya i small businesses. I congratulate the governor, the administration, the Sisu Small City governor, and the seguros de família.
Okay.
Brought to you by the Office of the Governor.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
And for our KSPN Sports Report, we bring you once again our young star for tonight. Let's meet her.
Run when you can, walk if you have to, and crawl if you must. Just never give up. A quote by Dean Parnazes.
Young Star Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation.
Our young star for tonight is a 12-year-old cross-country gold medalist from Dandan Middle School. She is originally from Tennessee, and her name is Adelie Tafflinger.
My name is Adelie Tafflinger. I am in 7th grade. I'm 12 years old, and I go to Dandan Middle School.
Two of her favorite sports are cross country and soccer.
Yeah, I played soccer for my school and like on a rec team, and then I did cross country for my school for like 3 years.
Tafflinger continues her passion in running and playing soccer here on the island. She currently plays for the MP United Football Club.
Yeah, I joined for soccer U13 and U16, and I'm gonna join my school team soccer, and then I joined cross country for my school.
She says mom and dad plays a big role in her career for cross country.
I just like running, and my mom and my dad always ran, so they taught me, my mom was one of my coaches 1 year for cross country.
Last month, Tafflinger topped the girls' middle school division during the PSS Cross Country Championships. She trains hard for the cross country championships, and here are the preparations she did prior to the big event.
So the championship race, the night before, I ran at the track field by NHS, and I just ran like a mile and a half and like prepared. And I went to my house and rested and like, drank water, and then in the morning we exercised and warmed up and stuff.
Tafflinger found a new hobby. It is different from soccer and running, but she finds it very interesting.
Yeah, I like badminton. It's different than like soccer and cross country, since cross country is like an independent sport, and badminton you have a team. And soccer, like you're kicking the ball, and badminton you have like a racket in your hand and you're trying to hit it with the racket.
Saipan may be different from Tennessee, but she sure loves the sun and our beaches.
I like it because it's like close to a beach, and like in Tennessee there wasn't any beaches or like ponds that were around, and so we go to the beach like every weekend. And it's like sunny here, and sometimes in like Tennessee it's cold, and like I don't like wearing coats, and so here you don't really have to wear coats and stuff.
And here is her advice to all the young athletes out there.
If you like a sport, or if you want to try a sport, just go ahead and do it and be confident in yourself.
Young Star Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation.
Freshness. It's the overall reason beer drinkers choose draft beer. And that's the reason Godfathers is making a serious commitment to offering their customers a full lineup of draft beer on tap. Choose from Lagunitas IPA, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, Lost Coast Downtown Brown Ale, Fat Tire, Blue Moon, and more. All competitively priced. Godfathers Bar now serving the island's widest selection of ice cold beer right from the tap. Godfathers Bar, where everybody's family.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goat's Gym, and today we're going to show you a Bulgarian split squat, a fantastic lower body exercise that should be a main staple in your training. Now the first thing we want to address is the rear foot placement. Now whether it's toes on or toes off, just find what's comfortable for you. The bigger issue we want to tackle is the height of the box or bench. You see, when you set up on a box or a bench that's too high, that inherently puts an aggressive stretch on the front of your hip. Oftentimes, that sensation will take away from the working leg, the leg that's on the floor. And when you start to add load in this faulty position, you're bound to run into some problems, particularly if you got some mobility restrictions. So Jamila's gonna set up. She's gonna descend with control, and from there, just stand tall.
And for the KSPN weather report, partly sunny with scattered showers, east wind 14 to 16 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 21 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, east-northeast wind 10 to 13 miles per hour, high 86, low 77, the humidity 89%. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms, northeast wind 11 to 15 miles per hour, with gusts up to 18 miles per hour. High 86, low 78. The marine forecast combined seas of 5 to 7 feet are expected through tonight, with heights up to 8 feet east of the islands. Seas will drop to 4 to 6 feet on Sunday through early next week. East wind 15 knots, wind waves 3 feet, east swell 3 to 5 feet. The sunrise will be at 6:16 a.m., high tide 8:14 p.m., low tide 3:47 p.m., and the sunset 5:45 p.m. And that wraps up our Friday edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the Commonwealth. We thank you so much for watching the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday with more news.